Welcome, everybody, to the DoomVision Debrief. Man, the last 3 episodes have all been like sex while camping. Fucking intense. Yeah, it has been nuts. So 3 episodes ago, we had Barbas singing to us creepily in a jail cell, with Veronica karate chopping him in the neck, and then finding out that potentially who we were talking to, the program, quote unquote, is potentially the king.
If it's not the king, it's definitely not Delta Green, because we called Delta Green. They had no idea we were here. So it obviously 100% was not Delta Green. We just don't know for sure if it was the king or someone working for him. But we know 100% because Delta Green tried to fucking kill us and almost did with poor Ronnie, that we have not been working for Delta Green this entire time.
Yeah, so we have Delta Green coming at us. Then we go back to Dorchester and find out that we've had the key to get to Carcosa this whole time, potentially, and then find out that we're now patients.
Which makes sense because we're looking for 3 missing Delta Green agents. So do you think that they were
us all along,
or they were tasked with the same thing before us? Like, this place is trying to... Let me work this out in my brain.
It's kind of Shutter Island-y.
It's kind of like, do you think the Dorchester house is trying to gather Delta Green agents to get them out of the way of whatever the king is doing? And so they just keep trapping teams of agents in there, and the team that we were originally hired for either doesn't exist and it was just a way to pull us in, or they found a way to escape after being made as patients.
Yeah, let's break this down by the facts that we think we know, right? So
that we think we know.
We think we know. But from the last 3 episodes, we have determined that Delta Green had no idea what we were doing.
Correct.
0.
Yep.
They tried to kill us because we were doing things that
weren't authorized. So leads me to believe that maybe Barbas is telling the truth, that we were talking to the king, and like you said, he's trying to clear the way. Or, like I said, Shutter Island-y, we have been nutso this whole fucking time, and they're just letting us role play this shit out, thinking that we're Delta Green agents. Everything has been carefully constructed, and we're not in the real world. I feel like a puppet on a string.
The world's a play, and you're on a stage. Sorry.
I mean, I think that's appropriate. Let's roll back a little bit, and let's talk about your brush with death.
I mean, my splattering with death.
You were ready to go.
You handled it much more beautifully than I did, because I was a hot mess in tears when I thought Ness was dead. So you handled it beautifully.
It's called disassociation. I know how to do it well.
Yeah, I mean, so we talked a little bit about it in the pre-brief, but in between episodes was a very passionate conversation
between Kevin and I, we tend to have these a lot at least one point in the season. We have a very passionate conversation. Last season, it was the bottle. This season, it was
Don't take my auntie from
yeah,
me.
don't take my auntie from me. But you say you live and die by the dice, and that's what you've been doing.
I have not fudged a roll. Stand by that. I'm sure one day I will have to because, whatever. But I will not do that.
You
It
walk in the
compromises
door.
my morals.
You walk in the door and trip a tripwire and shotgun blast all three of you. Start of
Yeah.
season 3.
Yeah.
Everybody's dead.
Season 3, fire explosion.
I mean, it could have been worse.
It could have been.
It almost was.
There's multiple TPK areas in this game. That's just how the game is. But how you guys handle it and rolls and stuff like that, it all went well. Should have gone worse, but it didn't.
So I will say something that we have collectively done or learned as players for this season versus last season is we are getting much better about covering our tracks. That is like with Jenkins and that situation. And then now we could have just driven off an episode ago and not fucking worried about them. But when they found out that those agents had died, they would have just sent another group and they know exactly where we're going. So I think that's something we're doing collectively better as a group is covering our tracks.
Well, and it's just so, like, I obviously don't know if we're going to make it out of this scenario, but going into scenario 3, if we all survive this, our lives are completely
Dunzo.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to have to hide from Delta Green for the rest of our lives. So, I mean, we talked about this off camera. I can't go home. I can't go back to my mother. You can't go back to school. You can't go back to your vet clinic that you own. Like, we're all going to have to go into hiding, probably safest together. I mean, this completely changes our home scene in between seasons.
Unless we go to Carcosa.
Unless
We got one bug to split 3 ways, guys.
Crush it up and split it up.
It's just a little bug. It's just little though. I don't think it's gonna go for all of us.
Let me keister it. Yes.
There's so much to unpack.
There is a lot to unpack.
I have a question for you.
For me. Okay. For me or for Cameron?
You speaking on behalf of Cameron?
Okay.
If I'd have died,
Uh-huh.
how would Cameron have reacted internally and outwardly?
I had you. We've established that you're my aunt, and so I think it would. If it would have happened, Cameron would have been hurt, upset, vengeful,
Felt guilty, maybe?
extremely guilty because it was my choice that we went there. Had it happened early in the season, I don't think he would have cared. It'd been like, but we have now been through a fire. We've been through Barbas and a mechanical fucking lion. There's a bond there between the three of us that
Have you added them as your bonds?
I have not.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, at this point, like we've been talking about, if we make it out of there, there's no way for us to go back to normal. We're dead to the rest of the world now. So
That's kind of a testament to how epic this whole campaign is. Is like, yeah, it makes sense. That your lives are different over. Basically, that's the nature of all of this.
unless we burn Delta Green down,
Oh, go after
the whole
Delta Green.
fucking thing.
Is that actually can you do that?
Fire
They're
apparently can do a lot of things, and you guys found that out a lot.
Oh, baby, I know
So
it.
much fire.
It's the hot mamas I'm working with here.
So how would you have expressed it outwardly?
Anger.
Well, and he said vengeful, so I
Yeah.
think he would have went on a rampage.
I would have expressed it outwardly out of character first towards our game master. Yeah, I have weapons and D4s that would hurt if they poke your eye.
Just start chucking D4s at me.
Here, take a spoon.
We have quite a few over here too.
You're
And these
lucky-
metal dice.
You're lucky my liquor cabinet and my TV are right behind you, so I would really have to. I wouldn't go full bore on
You'd
it.
have to
but
roll to see if you make it first. Use that aim.
Let's do a luck roll to see if Kevin gets one in the eye.
A dodge.
I rolled a 77.
Ooh, critical fail. You get yourself in the eye.
I get myself in the eye. Man. So let's talk about the big finish on this last episode. We no longer have badges. We no longer have access. Everything that we've done to prep
I don't
to
have
come in
my
here.
fucking guns.
You don't have your fucking guns, which is interesting to watch if you've never seen two guns fuck. That's my dad joke of the day.
Save it for the other pod.
Hit our quota. Dad joke.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? So let's do this together now. What are your thoughts and predictions rolling into the next episode? So let's start. Let's start with you, Juicy. Live and die by the dice.
I don't agree with you that we've been nutter butter this whole time and we've just been hallucinating all this stuff while in the hospital. I don't believe that. I believe this hospital is a trap for Delta Green agents. They being the king, anyone who's working for him, I think they want Delta Green out of the way. And so I'm not sure if there's actual missing agents that we need to look for or if that was just a lure to get us in. But I think they're trying to trap us in this place so that we are out of the way and can't stop them. The next episode's going to be really interesting, especially without any of our weapons. Nighttime is upon us. So, it's going to get real chaotic. The people in the masks and the robes are going to show up. Who knows what dangers are going to pop up with them. So I feel like the next two episodes are going to be pretty chaotic.
You know who's not going to show up? Fucking Esther.
At least that bitch is out of the way. I was going to ask too, Kevin, while you said our clothes and everything, because we had a fourth badge, the all admin one, but that was probably disappeared too. So I guess I just want to get clear on everything that disappeared. All of our clothes were just in a gown. So like my walkie-talkie backpack, that's gone.
Oh, that's in my car.
I would have brought that in with me.
Oh.
I would have had that on my back when we came into the
The
hospital.
World War II walkie-talkie on your
Yep.
back?
I would have brought that in with me
So
because that was our link to Marcus.
That's interesting.
And so I would have had that on me. I guess I should have stated that, but I would have had that on me.
I think I understand you wanting to know, but I think we clarify that at the beginning of the next episode,
Okay.
just so everybody that doesn't watch the debrief but watches the show knows
Yeah.
what all that entailed. So you don't think we're Looney Tunes? You think it's a trap?
I think this was a trap to get us here. Whether it's just to contain us or kill us, it was a trap to get us here. As far as this little buggy goes, if we have a conversation about using it to get to Carcosa, I'm going to offer Vanessa up. You two are family. You just found each other. Let Vanessa do it. She doesn't have anything left. The only thing that she had left was her mother, and she can't go back to her mom now. So
Fuck you.
let Vanessa go.
No, I'm going.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
no. You have a whole life ahead of you. You're 19.
I'm gonna go see my daddy.
Let Vanessa take that leap.
We'll see. All right, Jugs.
Well, one reoccurring theme in this whole entire game is time is not what you think it is. I think we are the 3 missing agents.
We're in a time loop. That's interesting. That is interesting. I didn't consider that one.
Remember all that crazy time stuff we did
With like Agent Marcus.
With Agent Marcus, we should probably just release that as like a bonus. You put it backwards and put it on the Discord or whatever. And I don't know if anybody got it. We should just release that as like a special side thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if I want to spoil it, but like, yeah, Agent Marcus comes across. Spoilers, cut out if you don't want to hear it. But Agent Marcus eventually goes to the bookshop and comes across Abigail and her father buying the book for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I had that happen at the end of the last season.
And then he finds the mask and the guns and
Goes into the night floors, and then I
meets
kill him.
us.
This is the shit that I think about at 3 a.m. when I go, how can I tie all these things together? And then I go insane and I write shit all over the walls and I go nuts and, you know.
When he says shit all over the walls, he just smears his poop.
I smear my poop all over the walls, people.
And see, is that where the symbol came from? You just swiped one time, and that's what you saw.
I got the yellow sign. I had very yellow diarrhea apparently.
No, I think it's us. Because we've encountered different time instances before. But I think that we end up getting lost to the night floors through the Dorchester. And that's how, and it's just fated to keep repeating itself.
Maybe we make it to Bredalbin this time. That would be cool. Wouldn't that be something?
It's a long time fucking coming.
Right?
Isn't this book brilliant?
I've been wanting to go to that hotel for a hot minute.
I can't wait to tell you all the things about this book. I've been
That's why I
holding back.
thought maybe if I stuck my face through the mirror, like maybe it would be that room on the other side.
I'll tell you what happens if that happens.
Well, we're going to talk about all this and more at our live debrief at the end of the season.
But
Quick plug.
Let's do an announcement
Yeah.
now. We're doing a live debrief where people can ask us questions and people can join and talk to us live where we end the season out and have a chat. So you'll be able to join us there. We'll be posting about that constantly, about everything and when it will be and what time and whatnot. And join us. And I don't know, maybe I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain for season 3. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
Did you have more that you wanted to add about your prediction?
Nope, but I did want to say that I do have a spooky sleepy corner.
Okay.
I was just about to ask that.
All right. So my prediction, I think that we have been kooky this whole time, and that this has all been like, for those who haven't seen Shutter Island, spoiler alert, they have put all of this together, all of these things to let us live out our fantasy that we think that we're in.
Oh, this is our fantasy?
And then I don't know about the end. I don't know how to end it.
You don't?
No, I'm not Dennis Detweiler, the brilliant sumbitch. But I don't know. Fuck this
Are you
game.
squirreling?
I'm all over the place. Well, I mean, you know me. I'm very logical, and
None of this is logical.
as a human, I'm very logical, very strategic in things that I do, and this is a bad game for me to play because
What's good about this game is that like, when people delve into horror, you only find very certain movies or books or whatever that delve into this kind of surreality, where everything is so surreal. Everything is that, is that a laptop in front of me, or am I looking at something that doesn't exist? It's hard to like, picture it because that's the way the horror is. It makes you feel like, why is it that everything I'm looking at is not real? If you think about movies like Fight Club, where it's like, oh, it's fucking nuts the whole time. Like you said, Shutter Island. There are very few movies that do it correctly and right. But when they do it right, it's trippy and fun, because at the end of that, you're like, holy shit, you think about it for days. It sticks in your mind. That's what this did. When I first started reading this, I've told this a million times, but just by myself. And I went, I think I need to turn a light on. I've a little spooked out. Like it spooked me out reading this. It shouldn't have, but it did.
And I think we're going to get to that like by the end of the fourth scenario, and when you can finally tell us things that we had missed, or when all of these things come around to us as players, not necessarily the characters. We might have a whole new cast of characters by then. But I'm excited for that time where we have all of those revelations, like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys can ask me questions and I'll answer them because, like I said, I've reread all of these things multiple times. I read the first one 4 times. The first scenario. I read this one 2.5 times. I'm just reading. It's a lot of reading, but it's a fun read.
Yeah,
scary. So.
All right. Well, let's move on to Kevin's Spooky Sleepy Corner.
Kevin's Spooky Sleepy Corner.
All right, so today for Kevin's Spooky Sleepy Corner, Jess, you got one for us.
I haven't even told him that he did this yet.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy.
I've been saving it. And I mean, it's nothing like super scary or creepy. It was just like, ugh. So it was probably 2-3 in the morning. And I was like starting to wake up, but I could hear a conversation, like people talking back and forth. And that immediately made me go, oh fuck, what is going on? Like I woke myself up, and he is laying there next to me going, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? He's like talking to himself. It was a little weird.
Do you want to tell your story of Super Bowl?
That's not spooky. That's just me having too much to drink.
It's spooky.
What's the difference?
It's spooky falling asleep in one place and then waking up in another.
In there.
No, it wasn't really spooky. So
You wake
Super
up on the
Bowl,
roof?
no, the Super Bowl, like I don't care about football. I really don't. We just watch it for commercials and halftime, pretty much. So we were drinking whiskey, and
Shocker. Classic.
and we watched the halftime show. Third quarter hit, out. And I didn't realize that I'd fallen asleep. I just was awake 1 minute and out the next. And I woke up several hours later in bed and naked. And I'm like, how did I get transported from what? Did I take my clothes off in the living room? Or when did I take my clothes off? I have no recollection of what happened between me falling asleep on the couch and me waking up in bed naked.
So I suppose this is the most appropriate time as ever to tell you what actually happened.
Yeah.
So when you passed out on the couch, I actually called Kevin. And he's like, ooh, I'll be right over. So he's the one that carried you to bed and stripped you naked. And he tucked you in.
Oh, so nice of you, Kev. Thank you.
I don't even remember it. I mean, I was drunk.
No, I carried you to bed, and you always sleep naked. So rather than have you in clothes, I stripped you naked and covered you up and gave you a kiss on the forehead.
The spookiest thing about this is I am a super light sleeper. Like everything wakes me up. So the fact that he was able to carry me to bed and undress me and tuck me in without me ever waking up, like
I did that to Troy, and he was a ragdoll. He was dead body.
he's a deep sleeper though.
I put
I probably should have
Ambien in her
stripped him
whiskey.
naked at least.
Yeah.
I put Ambien in her whiskey.
That would explain it.
I have carried Troy to bed multiple times, and this is a true story.
More than I've carried him to bed.
And I have enjoyed it every time.
It's because we're always 3 sheets to the wind
It's
when we
really nice when he's unconscious too, because then I'm just like, look at him. Look at that little boy. And I tuck him in and he's all cute.
All right, that's fucking enough of that.
Look at how cute he is. He pinches little cheeks.
Kevin Spooky Sleepy Corner end.
Kevin's Spooky Sleepy Corner.
All right, you got a rule for us or a
Ooh,
fact?
I do. I have a really fun idea because
Is it lethality?
here we go.
Oh,
All right,
shit.
because I'm really bad at remembering to do these. All right, roll a d100. I mean, yes. Yeah.
39.
39. All right, that it would be in the first half of the book. All right, roll a d100. Or no, roll a d4.
Jeez.
Sorry, excited.
73.
2.
2. All right. So okay, and you roll a d4 as well.
See, it's a good thing I gave you a D4, huh?
1.
1. Okay. What's your roll?
Her?
2.
2. 2. 1.
39. 32.
32. Okay, and you roll a d4 as well.
I'm not getting paid for these rolls. I cannot get that D4 out of there.
If you get a 4, it's a 0.
Okay. It's a 2 as well.
Okay. All right. We're negating your first roll because I made a mistake. 2, 2, 1. All right. 2, 2, 1. That's the page we're gonna pull a random fact from.
Ooh,
Like,
randomized
this is so
fact.
exciting, and I don't know why I'm excited, but this is kind of fun.
Ooh, I opened it up on the page of Shoggoths. This is a Shoggoth. It first appeared in H.P. Lovecraft at the Mountains of Madness. At the Mountains of Madness is a really spooky story. I'll read about it really quickly. This is straight from At the Mountains of Madness. The newly bred Shoggoths grew to enormous size and singular intelligence, and were represented as taking and executing orders with marvelous quickness. They seemed to converse with the old ones by mimicking their voices, a sort of musical piping over a wide range. If poor Lake's dissection had indicated aright, and to work more from spoken commands than from hypnotic suggestions as in earlier times, they were, however, kept in admirable control. The phosphorescent organisms supplied light with vast effectiveness and doubtless atoned for the loss of familiar polar auroras of the outer world night. So yeah, Shoggoths are just very strange, giant things that have gained sentience. And yeah, they're just another spooky cosmic horror in the Lovecraft world. So that's what we rolled.
Let's not meet.
We'll do this again. We'll do some more of these little rolls too for the future.
Right
So,
on.
It's kind of fun. I never
Yeah.
would have went there. So whatever.
Well, thank you for sharing, good sir. Let's roll right on over to Jugs for some social medias.
Hi there. How's it going?
Hello there.
So if you haven't followed us on our social medias, we are DoomVision Pod on Twitter, DoomVision Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We do have our Discord. You can find that in the link in our bios. What we would really, 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 really love is for you to rate, review us all over where you can, because we not only do we love to hear the feedback, but it helps give us new exposure to people that may not know that we exist, and we just might be their jam. On YouTube, if you want, you can subscribe, like, comment, tell us your favorite moments, tell us the parts that you hate the most. Another cool thing on our Discord is if you give us hate, Kevin will dress up as Candace and address it. Fake nails, makeup, wig, the whole thing. If you want any relationship advice, he'll dress up as Mac. We found some pretty cool tattoo sleeves that he can wear as he guides you through your romance or potential romances.
Rock and roll, man.
Yeah, Mac knows he's seen a lot of broads, but we just really we really appreciate your support, and we love to see it. So keep at it.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Jugs. I think that's going to do it for the DoomVision debrief. we're getting close to the
Getting
end.
to the close thing. We might see you at the live one.
We might see you at the live one again. That's going to be live. So what we're going to do, just for some situational awareness for that, our last episode is going to premiere right before we go live. So it won't premiere at the usual time. It will premiere like an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the last episode is, right before. And we'll let you know. We'll post it on social media, and you'll have a lot of information. So we'll all watch it collectively, and then we'll be live on Twitch and YouTube to debrief and talk about the end of the season, and maybe even give you a glimpse inside season 3. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? So yeah, be looking for that. And again, you can find all that information on the socials that Jugs listed out for you. Other than that, I think that's all I have. Anything else?
I'm ready to play.
All right. Anything else, Jugs?
Nope. I'm just excited to keep going.
Kevin?
I'm just excited to see where my character goes. Hopefully they live throughout. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no.
You better hope you live through it, not your character.
I'm gonna get death threats. Like I'm gonna get a knife in the mail and say, "Stab yourself." It's gonna be a spring. Stab me.
And then you'll have to roll for sanity.
I'll have to roll for Constitution or dodge. I'll dodge.
Dodge. Uncanny dodge.
Any hidden packages, I'm gonna immediately like open them up and then run away because they're gonna be a spring on a knife.
That's if the package actually shows up.
Yeah, it will because they dropped it off personally.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the DoomVision debrief. We will catch you at the next one, which might be the last one. It might be live next time we see you, but
Exciting.
We'll catch you at the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.